Hello team, welcome back. In previous few lectures, we have seen the Helm installation. Today, let's see how the deployment flow works. What is the exact deployment flow? What is happening behind the scene while you are executing Helm install and specifying the chart to install. So let's discuss the deployment flow with the Helm. That is a 5-step process while you are executing Helm command, Helm install or Helm uninstall. That is a 5-step process. The first step is while you are executing the helm install and defining the chart, very first it will load the chart and it will load the dependencies. So to understand this, let's open the browser. We was using the bitnami mariadb chart. Let's open mariadb bitnami github. Here we are getting the github location for bitnami mariadb chart. See, within the chart, you have a lot of information. You have the values.yml, you have the chart.yml, you have few templates, and in the templates, there are a lot of YAML files. There are primary and secondary. There are the YAML files within the primary, and there are the YAML files within the secondary. So while we are just executing the Helm install and we are defining a chart name, basically it will load the Helm will load the chart from the internet or from the repository, and it will also download the dependencies. If any chart have any dependency, it will download that dependency. After this, Helm will parse the value to YAML files. So we know very well, whenever you want to execute some resources with the Kubernetes accept the resource information in a YAML format. It will ask you to define your configuration in the YAML format, and using that YAML file you can execute and resources will be created in the Kubernetes. So Helm is not doing anything different. Helm will load the chart and then it will parse the values to a YAML file. So while you are executing the Helm install and you are also supplying the dynamic values with the help of a set command or values file, Helm will read that values file or the arguments which you are supplying using the set command and parse these into the YAML files. So in the bitnami mariadb, you see there is a default values.yml file. Let me open it. In the default values.yml file, you will see this is the template, and here few values are blank and few fields have the value, like the registry have the value, the repository name and the tags, and the configuration have the values. Similarly, this is the default value file of the mariadb. Once you will provide the another extra value file in your installation command using hyphen hyphen values, the helm will basically parse these values to the YAML files. Next, Helm will generate the YAMLs. So Helm will generate the YAMLs. The YAMLs will be used by the Helm to spin up the resources on the Kubernetes. And how Helm will generate the YAML? So if you will go to the MariaDB and you will see there are the templates, right? And what are those templates? These templates are basically the YAML files. You see, there are the secret.yml, service monitor.yml, service account.yml. These are the YAML files. And over here you can see we only have the key. And in the place of the values of YAML, you are getting some arbitrary text. What is this text? This is a template, right? This is a YAML template. While you will execute this particular chart, this YAML, the secrets.yml template, will generate a secrets.yml file, which will be used to create the secret on the Kubernetes, right? Similarly, there are the chart for the service monitoring, right? So using this particular YAML template, it will generate a new template, it will generate a new file or new YAML file, service monitoring.yml, and that file will be used to create the service on the Kubernetes, right? So we have done three things. First, Helm have load the chart and dependencies. It has parsed the values to the YAML files, and it has generated the YAMLs on the basis of the template available in the chart. After this, Helm will parse these YAMLs to cube object, right? And validate these YAMLs against the cube object. Once the YAML will be ready, what Helm will do? Helm will basically parse those YAMLs to the cube object or Kubernetes object and validate them. Are the YAML valid or is there any kind of error? If that validation got failed, Helm will simply return the error. Otherwise, Helm will move next and it will send the validation YAMLs to the Kubernetes and show you the output or status of your release. Right. As soon as the validate done, Helm will send the YAMLs to the Kubernetes to deploy the resources and it will display the output on the screen. Helm will not wait for Kube API server to spin up all the resources. No. As soon as the validation is done, it will send the YAMLs to the Kubernetes and after that, Helm will show you the status of your deployment. It will not wait for the resources to be created in the Kubernetes. This is the complete deployment workflow what will execute once you will execute a command helm install and define your chart. So that's all for the day. In the coming lecture, we will see few more things about the helm. Thank you team. See you next time.